With me, we have Brandon, Andre, and Wesley.
Yo.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about the new Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy Type 0.
It's not new.
It's
a remake.
Funny thing about that.
It's still new over here because they never released it over here.
This game is actually Final Fantasy Agito 13.
It's not really Agito 13
It's
because
not
Agito 13 is a phone game.
It was called Type 0 back then.
No. Final Fantasy Agito is the phone game. This is the original one of this one was Final Fantasy Agito 13.
Okay, just so you know, the original was still called Type 0.
Well,
then again, it was also part of the Fabula Nova Crystallis thing that Square Enix was supposed to be putting out, and before they started fapping off to images of lightning everywhere.
Well, regardless of that,
dressers.
With this,
fuck the combat engine, just dress her up like freaking Cloud.
Everybody will be happy.
Get candles.
With this,
play some soft music.
There's a couple of things about Type 0 that a lot of people are talking about. Some of them are kind of controversial with the graphicness of the game. This is like the first Final Fantasy game that's actually rated M.
Yeah, but that's because this is the first Final Fantasy that they have the capability of freaking showing what's going on. In Final Fantasy VI, there was genocide. In 7, you were a terrorist and you crushed entire city in the corporation in an attempt to stop you. Crushed entire city sectors to try to stop you. In 5, freaking people got slaughtered when a pissed off tree started murdering people. In 4, genocide. It's not the first time.
Well, this one is including drug abuse and
suggestive
themes.
Okay, first off,
how many potions do you chug in any Final Fantasy game?
Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just going by what the news is saying.
First off,
what the hell is a Phoenix? What the hell is a Phoenix down? How do you play it? Do you crush that shit up and then make somebody snort that shit?
According to what I was reading on what they do with the Phoenix down, it is literally a plucked feather from a phoenix that they brush along the body to wake them up because it has healing properties.
Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just going by what they're saying.
Dude, I got a loaded 45.
It's a lot of controversy behind this because
people are finding anything controversial.
Saying that
everything.
It's kind of risque for Final Fantasy to do.
Really?
You know what was risky? Keep making 2 sequels to a game that nobody liked. When you weren't making all that much money. That's friggin' risky.
Hang on. Making Final Fantasy XIV the first time was risky. Before Realm Reborn. Hell, remaking it in hopes of fixing it. Risky. But quite successful.
Well, that's because they just went and go, okay, what is everybody playing? Oh, they're playing WoW. Okay, we should totally just start cribbing elements from WoW. No, seriously. I read the articles when they were talking about redesigning it, and the issue was that the person who designed 14 the first time did not take a look at modern UI elements. That's the reason why you tried to open up a menu, and then in order to open up the menu, the freaking the game you had to talk to the server. And then get the server, which was in Japan, to come back and talk to the console, letting you open the menu. Because everything was server-side. Nothing was local.
But as far as that, Wesley, you're kind of quiet and scared over there.
I'm just fearing for my life. I'm hearing things about loaded 45s. No, but I really haven't played a lot of the Final Fantasies. I never really found an interest in them until I did see the trailer for this one. So I was actually thinking about picking up a copy.
The trailer actually looks really good.
Yeah,
and I know, Andre, you said that you actually played.
I played the demo a few years ago, back when they were contemplating releasing it on the PSP. Again, it was one of those end of life cycle situations where they're like, okay, we could take this very expansive, very detailed work and release it on a console that nobody in America apparently is using, or we could just release it over here because everything's already translated. It's the same thing with Tales and Legend of Heroes, Tales in the Sky, Legend of Hero Tits. You see me play it. It's really good.
It is good.
There were actually.
Wait, you're talking about Trails in the Sky?
Yes.
That was really, really a good game. I played it too.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing: is that the one. Let's just say the second. It's like a multi-chapter series, and they never released all of it because there's literally, I believe, in the first game alone, there was literally over 50,000 words.
Talking about tits.
Yeah, and tits. Yes.
Okay.
In the game, where you could go do something, and then when you come back, everybody has brand new dialogue.
Okay.
No matter where you are in the game. So that means you could go all the way to the city, do a bunch of stuff, then come back to like the starting area and talk to somebody, and they'll have something completely new to say.
As far as in Type 0 was like that?
No, as in tits. That's the reason why they didn't bring that. And Type 0 is the same way. There's a lot of dialogue. So it's like, do you really want to go and release a game for a console at the end of life cycle when everybody's looking at new stuff, or you want to wait?
Okay.
It's disappointing. I agree, but I'm.
If they make good adjustments and they add a couple things, nothing too game breaking, but just the quality of life enhancement.
I heard that essentially what they did is they went in, touched up the quality, added in some of the DLC, and they're releasing it like that.
It's supposed to be the HD.
Yeah, I mean
the HD version of it because
it's not going to be that big of an upgrade, but
no,
it's still going to be worthwhile. But my thing is
the collector's edition. Did you see the actual collector's edition?
That was beautiful.
That collector's edition is amazing.
It really is. But going back into this whole controversy thing, I just wanted to bring up one quick subject matter. Why in the world would so many people suddenly go controversy when the most I use loosely on this, is Final Fantasy VII, and the most iconic scene is on the first disc, not even 8 hours into the game, and you watch a person slide down on a sword, and then never get to see her again.
Because apparently Phoenix Downs aren't a thing.
No, they only work if you're not truly dead. That is.
But it was just a flesh wound. It didn't even go through her heart.
He just didn't have any Phoenix Downs.
Yep.
Bitch, I had 99.
Game Shark.
Alright, so next, with Square Enix releasing that, they also have in development a new game called School of Ragnarok. This appears to be
It looks to me like basically a fighter. And it's a mix between
action RPG,
like an action RPG, but more of an arena fighter.
See, I hope it's not just an arena fighter because I like the customization, but I just don't want to be like, okay, so I made this really, really detailed dudes, now I'm just going to beat up people.
Well, it seems like they're using elements from a couple of their Final Fantasy series. Like one of the characters looks like Bahamut. So,
but you could say that any great dragon could be Bahamut.
Not true. He's actually very distinguishable.
Unless it's our Charlotte.
But except in their latest little game that I've been playing, that little one from my phone, Bahamut doesn't look anything like I've ever seen before. But long story short,
his image never is. I mean, 7 had like 3 or 4 forms.
No, this
Bahamut,
one has
Bahamut
4 forms and the same type of Bahamut, but instead of being this like huge great dragon kind of thing, he looks like a cross between Kefka's god form and Bahamut.
See, I don't appreciate thinking about a clown and the best dragon in any Final Fantasy looking at.
Hang on.
Okay, let's go ahead and.
While we're talking, I'm going to bring this up just so I can show you.
All right. What I'm talking about. Next, we're going to talk. Since he's
no, keep going.
With that, let's go with Dying Light was released last week, and it was available only for digital for some reason because they said that the disc had an error on them or something like that, and that this game it wasn't even reviewed on the first day.
That's because they gave out review code 12 hours before the game was supposed to drop. How the hell is a reviewer supposed to do a proper job of reviewing the entire game when it's an open world game set with many different elements and exploration is a key integral part of the game? And you only give them 12 hours to review all of it?
Mm-hmm. I got the answer to that.
What?
Get good.
Okay. And see, that's the thing about that. because a lot of people think it was because the game's not that great.
That's a common ploy.
But when you think about it, when you look at the reviews for it now, it's about a 7. It's not as much as they hyped it up to. It's a meh. Yeah.
I don't think that's a meh.
No, because a lot of people, like for instance,
this game got pushed back like twice or something.
But that's because they kept I'm guessing that's because they redesigned a couple things. But like the first, I was listening to Jimquisition, and he just talked about the first time he played it, where it hit night, and then the zombies all around him physically changed, like, and it became, as he described it, a terrifying experience. And then when he talked about it in the review, he said, from what I experienced then to what exists now is a downgrade. An actual downgrade. Because the experience isn't the same. It wasn't like the set piece they showed us where the zombies were literally like turning into a mass that was rushing forward, climbing on buildings, hunting you down. It turned from a kind of action RPG brawler to a stealth game until you got strong enough, and even then you could still kind of just be like, whatever.
So the preview of it wasn't like what they actually brought out?
Yeah.
And that is used every single time. That's something they use every single time. It's called a marketing ploy.
No, but see, there's marketing, and then there's bullshot, right? Like if you want to say that it's marketing strategy, that's like excusing aliens, colonial marines.
Ooh.
Because what they showed everybody in E3 was a completely different thing from what they got when the game came out.
I think they're really playing on a lot of these developers, like how we were saying about marketing. They plan on the gamers want for a good product, and then just undercutting that because, well, it costs money to do things are really good.
It does. Don't get me wrong, especially if your development studios in like Los Angeles, where a good programmer can cost upwards of $100,000 a year.
Yes, that is true. However, which by the way, that's where I'm aiming to go. Not Los Angeles, but that kind of pay.
Oh yeah, okay, still there.
But what a lot of these companies end up doing is they're going, okay, I've got this great thing, and it's going in a great direction. We're totally got this thing that everybody's gonna want. The CEO comes in and who has no idea what's going on, does not give two shits, just sees where the money is coming in from globally, and goes, well, this is being successful. Why don't you put this into the game? And if you tell them no, they cut your funds.
Well, I mean, a good example is look at freaking Evolved, right? Mm-hmm. Like you were arguing about it like last week, where Evolved was, again, just random sources on the internet. I think Best Friends was talking about it for a while, where it wasn't supposed to be as DLC-laden as it became. It just ended up becoming that way because they didn't want to charge for maps. They didn't want to split the community. So they said, well, look, the money has to come from somewhere. So if we're giving you this much, you need to make this much back. Figure it out. And that's how you ended up with 50,000 fucking DLC packs. And everybody's like, well, it looked like a good game, but I'm kind of on the iffy side about what's going on here.
You gotta download everything else. It's actually good.
Or just get a PC and mod it all.
Or just wait for the inevitable Game of the Year pack. But that means that the game's not going to do very well if everybody just waits for the Game of the Year version.
Mm-hmm. So why make a Game of the Year version?
Well, you were just saying something about modding, right?
Yeah.
So,
but that's only if the game has official mod support, and that depends on if the game is based on like client-to-client connection or client-server connection. Because if it's client-server, then that means some of the assets are going to be held server-side, which makes modding impossible.
Well, we do actually have a game that is being modded. Recently, Resident Evil HD Edition was released, and HD Remastered Edition. And a lot of the community didn't like how it was updated how it was updated with the new voices and everything like that. So
they want to Autobot English back.
Yes, they want to put the old voices in Resident Evil.
Well, I actually I watched a few walkthroughs recently of the game. I don't know why I'm just cheap and not buying the game. Really? But shout out to Rad Brad, by the way. It was actually pretty decent with the voices. Like, the voices were pretty good. I liked them. It really, I thought, enhanced the gameplay rather than just what was before. Now, you can mod it in. Some people have preferences. You can't really just knock that. I mean, if you want it, take it. If not, I don't really see a big deal there. But I'm assuming that it was a big enough deal where people just like, oh, they're putting in the old voices, or whatever. I think it was fine with just the remastered, like the complete remastered.
Some people don't like, a good thing. They don't like to have nice things, so they want to take away the nice things and give it back the old.
The old voices were okay, but the problem is the script was bad.
But that's the whole thing. It's kind of like cheesy B movie stuff. They didn't want it to be like, oh, super serial, hardcore horror. It was just this kind of, now that they can look back on it with rose-tinted glasses, it's some cheesy B movie thing with fairly nice graphics for the time that they happen to enjoy. So that's how they want to enjoy it again.
Yeah,
but that's not what we have now.
But that's how they want to enjoy it. That's why mods and PC things are good. Okay. I mean, look at Skywind. Have you seen Skywind?
I've seen it.
Okay.
I will give you that.
Okay, so what is this about not wanting nice things? Okay, that is a great thing.
If it's a mod, it's there's nothing wrong with it.
It's not just a mod; it's a total conversion, dude.
I'm just saying. No, I'm saying the voices. The voices. It's one thing, and I'm not knocking on it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking on it. It's just you asked for something, they gave it to you, and then you want to piss on it. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
tinkle, 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 tinkle.
That's going to be about it for right now. We're going to go ahead, end it here, and we'll be back with another episode for you guys. So, see you.
Bye.